Welcome back to the Explainer. Today, we've got something a little different, but absolutely crucial. We're diving into a strategic market signal for a near-market rolling stock opportunity. We're going to keep things highly professional and commercially sharp today, mainly because we're dealing with active, confidential intelligence. So, for all the rail infrastructure manufacturers, technical solution partners, investors, and logistics firms joining us right now, listen up. This is your early stage briefing. Let's get right into it. So here is the defining question for any executive tuning in today. Are you actually positioned for the next regional rail procurement? Because the reality of the B2B rail sector is that the most lucrative opportunities out there demand serious preparation way before they become visible to the broader market. Honestly, by the time a tender is public, the smartest players have already formed up consortiums, and they've already lined up their financing. This explainer is all about giving prepared Turkish and international rail companies the insights you need to move earlier and move smarter. Here's a quick look at our agenda for today. The strategic procurement window, our two asset focuses on diagnostic vehicles and utility trains, technical standards, capability thresholds, and we'll wrap up with strategic positioning. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the strategic procurement window. This right here is an early positioning opportunity designed specifically for prepared rail companies. You know, a really common mistake is viewing a rolling stock procurement simply as a vehicle supply contract. But guys, it is so much more than that. This specific regional window creates massive, multi-layered openings. It requires a holistic approach that covers subsystems, long-term maintenance contracts, sophisticated project finance, and strategic partnerships. And for the investors and logistics firms watching, this is exactly where your strategic preparation processes need to begin. You have to be thinking about the entire lifecycle of the asset right from day one. Moving right along to Section 2, asset focus on diagnostic vehicles. The buyer is actually offering some really interesting flexibility in the supply scope here, leaving it open to two distinct configurations. Option 1 is a self-propelled vehicle. That means it operates with an independent internal combustion diesel engine, so it totally bypasses the need for external electrical traction power. Now, Option 2 is a towed configuration. This is essentially a non-propelled diagnostic wagon that you'd couple to a lead locomotive or an existing train. This flexibility is great because it allows potential suppliers to really lean into their specific manufacturing strengths, whether you're a whiz at independent motorization or you strictly focus on towed diagnostic platforms. Okay, let's look at the required technical scope. We're keeping this abstracted to show the sheer breadth of these complex sensor suites without giving away any of the highly confidential tolerances. First, the vehicle has to be fully equipped for non-destructive flaw detection, using both ultrasonic and magnetic testing across multiple channels. It also requires clearance control to monitor tunnel structural distances and equipment boundaries. Environmentally, you're looking at thermal scanning capabilities that operate right in the infrared spectrum. And finally, visual verification is an absolute must, meaning high-resolution video monitoring of the entire track superstructure. It's like a giant, highly specialized puzzle of sensors. Now for Section 3, asset focus on utility trains. These are absolute heavy-duty workhorses, specifically designed for the incredibly confined and demanding environments of regional transit networks. The key takeaway here is the functional capability required for the utility platform. We're definitely not just talking about a simple flatbed. It requires seamless integration with legacy regional coupling mechanisms, plus its own independent internal combustion power source. But the real game changer is the material handling capability. It demands a multi-axis crane manipulator featuring continuous 360-degree boom rotation and significant lifting capacity. Oh, and it needs integrated emergency stabilization, basically your outriggers. This ensures the train can actually pull off heavy maintenance tasks safely in super tight transit corridors. Which brings us to Section 4, technical standards. Listen, supplying the hardware, that's really only half the battle. Proving it meets rigorous quality frameworks is what actually gets the ink dry on the contract. These standards are entirely non-negotiable because they directly mitigate the buyer's operational lifecycle risks. Suppliers have to demonstrate strict adherence to international quality and environmental management frameworks. Think your standard ISO certifications. We're also seeing demands for multi-year comprehensive operational warranties, along with extended service life minimums for those super-sensitive diagnostic arrays we touched on earlier. Plus, a winning bid has to include complete operational and maintenance training transfer. They aren't just buying a train, they are securing guaranteed long-term operational peace of mind. Let's dive into Section 5, capability thresholds. These are your strict barriers to entry. This is the structural moat carefully designed by the procurement entity to weed out any unprepared or unstable bidders right from the jump. Let's talk financial readiness. A strong balance sheet is literally just as critical as your engineering capability. Bidders are expected to prove a multi-million-dollar aggregate turnover history over recent financial cycles. You've got to show consistently positive net assets. And maybe most importantly, all of this has to be backed by independently audited financials. If your financial house isn't in order, your technical specs won't even see the light of day. For the investors out there looking to back manufacturing consortiums, this is a massive signal. Financial stability is a hard, non-negotiable prerequisite. Beyond just the financials, you're looking at some stark historical and operational barriers. The buyer wants a rock-solid, proven delivery record. We're talking 5 to 10 years of documented, successful delivery of similar, highly specialized rail assets. On top of that, there are established regional service center mandates. You simply cannot just ship these trains out and call it a day. You must have, or be able to partner with, fully licensed, staffed, and operational maintenance hubs. This highlights exactly why local technical solution partners are an absolute must-have for international manufacturers trying to break into this space.
Finally, Section 6, Strategic Positioning. So, what is the immediate playbook for qualified firms who actually meet these thresholds? Well, to win here, you need to nail these 3 steps. Number 1, technical readiness. Your hardware and software have to precisely match the complex operational demands without needing tons of modifications. Number 2, consortium logic. Let's be real, almost nobody can do this entirely solo. The winning bids are going to rely on powerful consortiums that bring together vehicle manufacturers, specialized diagnostic tech firms, and robust local maintenance partners. And number 3, financing and trust. You need the financial muscle to endure the long procurement cycle and a track record that screams absolute reliability to the buyer.
To pull everything we've talked about today together into one core thought, winning is not only about product supply. It is about positioning, consortium logic, technical readiness, financing, and trust. In the world of high-level B2B rail procurement, just having the sharpest diagnostic laser or the beefiest crane, it's just not enough anymore. Your commercial sharpness and your strategic preparedness are what will actually dictate your success. Now, before we wrap up, I need to be completely clear about something. The actual specifics of this opportunity are strictly confidential. We've used this explainer to walk you through the logic and the thresholds, but the hard project details, the identifying locations, and the granular technical specs, those are shared exclusively in private and only with suitable, heavily vetted parties. This is how we ensure the integrity of the process and protect the massive strategic advantage of early movers. So here's the bottom line. If you are a rail manufacturer, a technical solution partner, or a strategic investor, and you genuinely believe your consortium can meet these rigorous thresholds, it's time to make your move. Contact redapple.world to request a private, confidential discussion with Yeet Bellin. Get your capabilities in order, align your partnerships, and take action. The strategic window is wide open right now, but you have to ask yourself, will your consortium be the one ready to step through it when the time comes? Thanks so much for joining me for this briefing. Keep preparing, and I'll catch you in the next one.